welcome back to my channel. My name is Lexi for those who are new. Today I'm excited. It's actually really late tonight, so I'm kind of half whispering. And I'm in my bedroom, which is kind of a different scene for everybody. But today I'm excited. I'm going to be talking about, I finally got a chance. It was actually like the 3rd of January before I got to sit down and really think about like this last year, 2018, and what this next year, 2019, is gonna look like, and all the things that changed in 2018, and just reflect and then kind of reset my goals and stuff. Some people don't really love New Year's resolutions, some people do. I'm just one of those people who always likes a fresh start. I always like deadlines and dates, and then if I can have a fresh start, I'm gonna take it, you know what I mean? It's like those times that months, the first of the month falls on a Monday. Perfect. But anyway, so again, I kind of tried to make the lighting a little bit better. Hopefully it's not too like washed out. Sorry, this house and everything, and I promise, be getting lighting soon. It's just not on the top of the buying priority list at the moment. So anyway, let's dive in. So I wrote up, on the 3rd, I wrote up a sheet of stuff, and I don't know if you guys want to hear about like 2018, what a lot of my thoughts were, what I went through. I can do a whole video about that. If that's something you're interested, leave me a comment below. You know, 2018 was actually a really crazy year for me. It was probably one of the most intense years I've ever had. I lost a ton of people in my life, as far as that died from cancer or heart attacks or drug overdoses, family and friends, and all within a year. And then we moved 3 times, but we moved to this state that I have fallen in love with, and I have made some amazing friendships, and I've had a lot of pain and a lot of joy all in one year, and it's been a tough thing to think through, but reflecting on that and then taking that into 2019 with what I want my personal life to look like, that's what I'm gonna do. But I don't want this to be a million years long. I just want to kind of share with you guys what I'm thinking, and it's a really cool platform I'm finding out on YouTube. I'm pretty new to YouTube, but being accountable to all of you out there and telling you what I'm gonna do just makes me that much more accountable. And so this is as much for me as it is for you, and just sharing. So my church does something where you pick a word for the end of the year, and then by the way, if some of you are wondering why I'm not wearing my ring, I took it off when we were doing a tree job and I left it in the truck by accident. I need to go get it. Anyway, but you pick a word, and it's just a word that you pray over and that you kind of take into the new year with you. So me and Levi picked the word intentionality, or being intentional. So I started out my top line with, in 2019 I will be intentional, and then my first thing is, I will intentionally seek out God and learn His promises through the reading of my Bible, listening to sermons, and volunteering with my fellow believers. Now, I want to say, disclosure-wise, like, if you're not a Christian, like I am a Christian, that doesn't, this is not me preaching at you, this is not me anything like that. You know, one of the things I have grown to love is other cultures and other religions and other people's beliefs, and the learning through all of that, and I just think it's a beautiful thing. So I just want to put that out there, because I don't want anybody to feel offended because of that. But this is personally what I believe and what I want to follow, so that's what I'm doing here. So intentionally seek out God, learn His promises through reading of my Bible, listening to sermons, and volunteering with other believers. So I'm putting out these things for myself to read on kind of a daily basis. I'm gonna put it somewhere where I can read it every day, and then it's just gonna remind me like through my daily habits. So this year I tried to take a more general approach, because last year I put like, I'm going to read a leadership book 30 minutes a day, and then when I had days where that just didn't work out, like there was crazy days and it just stuff didn't happen, I always felt so guilty. And so I kind of changed my approach, because one of my things this year that I'm really gonna try to do is to have a lot more self-love for myself. And just, I had a friend tell me a couple months ago that if you don't love yourself, if you don't respect yourself, that radiates through you, and people then will treat you differently. And it really resonated with me, because I'm the person who tends to be so negative and so mean towards myself, and I put myself down a lot. So one of the things that I'm trying to do is not be easier on myself by any means. That's not what I mean. I want to challenge myself, because I feel like you can raise your capacity at any point, but I also want to learn to be kind to myself in the way that I approach things, and not give myself opportunities to put myself down, if that makes sense. So my second thing is, and I'll be like right in the middle of this when I post this next week, but complete a 40-day cleanse of my body, and during that time feed my mind. So that'll be January 1st to February 9th. I'm currently I'm still in transition, so it's my first week into this, but you guys, I'll be in my second week by the time into the really intense part of the cleanse. If you want to know about that cleanse, if you'd like me to do a video on it, please let me know. I would be happy to give you the details. In 2019, I will be intentionally grateful for all of the blessings that God has given me, and I will meditate on them. I didn't put on a daily basis, but I will meditate on them, and me saying that in a regular manner. But I ran out of room, and it would have messed up how pretty my paper was. And this next statement may be a little bit controversial, but I put this in a language of me speaking it into existence. Lately I've read a lot about how powerful our words are in belief, and this is not me saying this in an arrogant way or anything like that. This is me saying this so it will be in a way that I believe it in a wholehearted way. So in 2019, I will lose 50 pounds, do 50 consecutive push-ups, do 15 consecutive pull-ups by the end of the year. So that's my weight goal personally, is I'd like to lose 50 pounds. Just so you guys know, pre-cleanse I was 190 pounds. I had, in this last week, some of you heard, I had lost like 7 pounds. I had gotten down to 183, and then I jumped back up to 193, which so frustrated me. But at the start of the cleanse, I was 190 on the dot, which is kind of nice for my psyche to start on an even number. But from 190, I would like to lose 50 pounds. I would like to be 140 pounds by the end of this year. In 2019, I will read 2 books a month, and I put listen before I watch. So I would like to read 2 books a month. That is a goal that I have. Last year my goal was to read 1 book a month. I almost succeeded in that. I think I was like 2 books short. Now, me saying intentional books that are not just like novels or anything like that, these are intentional books. So I read other books besides that, but this year my goal is to read 2 books a month. So I wanted to share, this is the current book that I am in. This is called I Declare War by Levi Lusko. It's pretty new. He just came out with this, but this is one of the authors that I really love. I think I mentioned this before, but it's the 4 keys to winning the battle within yourself. Really good. I'm only a couple chapters in, but so far really, really good. the part he talks about with just even the beginning, he talks about like insecurities and night terrors. That's something that I've dealt with since I was a little girl, and just some huge stuff that I so relate to, anxiety, stuff like that. If you guys deal with anything like that, pick up this book. It's so good. In 2019, I will intentionally challenge myself as a mother and create a healthy learning and growing environment. This next year, I would like to get together a schedule and be very disciplined with my kiddos. As far as Malachi's really getting to the age, he's really starting to get good at reading and all of that stuff, and I know he has a huge potential, and I know a lot of that has to do with the environment that I create. So I just want to be intentional about creating a space, first of all, that they can do certain things, like creating a space that's theirs for schooling or something like that, and creating an environment that teaches them to read over watching a movie, stuff like that. That was the other thing I put, listen before I watch. So one of my goals is that I'm the kind of person that like doesn't really like TV unless I find something on Netflix and then I like binge watch it and I can't stop, and I kind of hate that part about me. But instead of saying, I've said in the past, no, I'm not gonna read for like, or no, I'm not going to watch TV for like months and months. Instead of saying that, I just kind of said I would like to listen before I watch. So I'd like to listen to something positive for at least the time that I'm gonna watch. So if I'm gonna watch a movie, I'd like to listen to, you know, a positive podcast or audiobook for at least the amount of time that that movie is gonna be, or if it's a 30-minute show, I listen to a 30-minute sermon or something like that before I do that. I will intentionally study Spanish. So this year one of the things that's always been a dream of mine is most of my family, my immediate family, speaks Spanish, and I'm not one that does, and I often feel very left out. My brother learned Spanish when he was in college. He went to college in Argentina and learned fluent Spanish, and his wife, Spanish is her first language. My other brother's fiance's Spanish is her first language, and my other brother speaks Spanish from, he learned it in Panama, and then my sister learned a lot of Spanish in Guatemala, which leaves me, because there's only 4 of us, and I can understand a lot of Spanish, maybe more than they know that I understand a lot of times, but speaking it has really intimidated me up to this point, and so I want to be intentional in learning Spanish. So Paulina, if you're watching, you can teach me Spanish this year. Other thing is I will intentionally grow my businesses with expectations of winning. I think that it's so important when you have a business to want to grow, to want to get better and improve, and grow with an expectation of winning and being an honest, like my thought always was in our business, in our tree company, and we're launching an app actually this month, which is pretty exciting, but in those businesses to be an honest, hardworking, like work as hard as I can, be as straightforward and honest and fair with people as I can, and God will bless me. And that's what I want to do and have that expectation. Sorry, I keep looking up at myself, guys. I'm like checking the lighting. Anyway, I'm almost done here. So in 2019, I kind of alluded to this. So in 2019, I want to be kind to myself, grow a positive, loving mindset. So I kind of talked about that before, so that's that one. And then in 2019, I will intentionally learn to love Levi, that's my husband, and my brother, so if he's watching this, I will learn to love you too, intentionally in his love language. So if you guys haven't read the book, The 5 Love Languages, and you're married, You absolutely need to read that book. It changed my life. It's so good. I'll put a link in the description box below. It's so good, but it teaches about the different love languages that people have. And me and Levi's are very different, and I want to grow better in our relationship by learning to love him in his love language. If that doesn't make any sense to you, even if you're not married, even if you walk around and interact with people, you need to know people's love languages. So you should read that book. Highly recommend. And then I will intentionally throw out negative criticism. One of the things that's a fault of something I'm working on is that I tend to be extremely critical, not only with myself, but incidentally with my husband. He gets a lot of that, and it just doesn't make for a healthy marriage, and that's something that I really want to work on. Okay, last thing. So in 2019, I will be intentionally a good steward with my money and have long-term thinking with my finances. I have grown up, my dad is extremely good with his finances. I grew up in kind of an environment that taught me a lot of different things. If you guys want to know my budgeting, what programs I use, all of that stuff, please let me know in the comments. I would be happy to do a video about my financial stuff. But one of the things with now having a tree company, that we started this last year, is a tree company is very expensive, and just learning how to be a good steward of my money in ways that are most efficient for the company and for us, creating balance and having long-term thinking of investment over expense. So that is my 2019 list of goals, expectations, things that I want to challenge myself with. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a like. And like always, I love hearing your comments. I love hearing what you think, all of those things. And I would love to hear some of your 2019 goals or expectations or dreams that you have. But for now, I will talk to you guys later, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!